Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your girl, Rebecca. Come at you guys with a very, very spicy build today. Hopefully you're ready for this one. But without further ado, let's dive into it. As you can see, we have a whole lot of things going on here. I've been playing Rebecca since she came out, right? I think we all have who are Rebecca fans. And we've tried our mixtures of in and out and combinations of different build setups and what is he or she playing. There's so many different builds for this deck in which can work, which I think is why I'm drawn to it. And at the end of the day, it's a blue-black. Same thing as Sakazuki, right? We can do everything Sakazuki can. We have many ways that we can be built. There's just so many different strategies that can come off of this leader, in which that I still struggle to, stay on one build path, you know what I mean? But in any case, let's dive into what we got going on here, considering it's all over the place. So everything that you see here, that we have two cards of, those are generally tech choices and or some mandatory options. When it comes to these new cards that we've gotten to this deck list with Rebecca and Hound Blazes, Hina, Manchiri, and all that sort of thing, I like to keep my choices the way they are here. Rebecca is generally a 3 to 4 for me. Mainly, she's going to be a 4 here because she allows you to do so much when it comes to this deck, searching between 3 to 7 cost. Now, I've tried going down to 3. I prefer the 4, and I think it's a little bit more consistent that way. But, you know, each their own. If you don't have space or if you want to do a different tech choice or what have you, 3 will work just fine. Hina, I think Hina now is staple for Rebecca. I think it does so well for what Hina allows you to do. She allows you to hit so many different units in the game right now. Katakuri with Big Mom, Borsellino, Huzan, all that sort of thing, allowing you to pop them with either Kyros or Hound Blaze. She's very staple for the deck because she's able to be played out of trash for free with Rebecca. Be it that she's not searchable with your leader effect. And if you don't know that, you should know that. But now that you do know that, the way this works is if you activate your leader effect and you get a Hina off the search, she goes in the trash. Once she's in the trash, you pull her out of the trash, you play her for free with Rebecca. Then you slap down a Kyros, which you can pretty much hit almost every threat in the early and mid game with this combination, which is really, really good. It is not hard to do. You literally just have to have a Rebecca in hand and Kyros ready to go. That's it. Getting her in trash is very simple with your leader effect. On top of that, we're taking with one Manchiri. I don't think you need more than one because she only has one purpose in this deck, and that's just to recycle a Rebecca, so Rebecca can continue her combinations with Kyros and Hina. You may also notice we are not running Rob Lucci. I find him very hard to fit into the build, especially the way that this build is currently. Again, I will show you the final product and which build we decided to take. As you can see, we have a lot of Becca lists here, but we'll get into it. In any case, we take 2 3000 Worlds. I think this card is staple still in Rebecca, even though you can't pull it with leader effect. I think it's just still very, very good because it allows you to go for game when you have to remove a Borsellino on board and or any other blocker that you don't have access to Ice Age or Patchwork to be able to remove, or your Olympus. Because I think you'd be naive to believe that Olympus is going to be your only removal in the game. This card is not going to stick on board. Every deck in the format can remove it. Red with Jet Pistols, Marcos with Otamas, you got yourself yellow with Thunderbolt and Gedetsu, and then we don't need to really talk about blue and black, do we? I mean, you got your Red Rocks, you got your 3000 Worlds, you have Hound Blaze, you have everything when it comes to this color to remove this card. So for this to stick to the board, it's probably very unlikely. So we need something else that allows us to get removal, and that is very consistent. Be it 3000 Worlds, doesn't need a requirement. You just pop it, get rid of a problem, move on with the day. Now we only run at 2 because again, it's not searchable with any of your cards in the deck here or your leader. So I feel like if you have it in the early game, you might as well hold on to it for threats that you actually need to remove. And then we're taking Red Rocks as well. Red Rocks is a card in which you need for Katakuri. You need for yellow. Going into that matchup, I feel like it's almost an auto lose because of Big Mom, Katakuri, Yamato, all of these big bodies that you struggle to remove without some sort of removal here. And Red Rock allows you to do that. Again, you can't just rely on Olympus thinking that he's going to solve all your problems. It's not going to work like that. And then we have Houndblaze. Houndblaze is very, very good. Be it that you might not have experimented with this with Rebecca just yet, but this allows you to give your Kyros 3000 power, which is hitting for 8k without a Dawn investment, which is huge. This is a lot of pressure for cards or for leaders such as Sakazuki in the format, or leaders as Yellow in the format, and Nell as well. Because it's an 8k swing, with 1 Dawn investment, it goes up to 9. That's a lot of damage, boys and girls. And it's very simple, it's 2 Dawn. You can do this as early as your 3rd turn, which is pretty good. Or 2nd turn, sorry. No, the 3rd, yeah, 2nd turn, my bad. In any case, you're running with 2 Leos, because I still think Leo is a very, very solid card here. Although he doesn't have a huge purpose, but he does have a very, very good purpose with Ice Age. You pop an Ice Age, you get something down -5, you drop a Leo, easy kill. Same thing with Kyros. This is only a 4 Dawn investment, Kyros and Ice Age, or 2 Dawn investment with with Leo and Ice Age. It does a lot of work for you. I have found myself using Ice Age since Rebecca had come out. We do have another card now that you can use in place of Ice Age. And in some of these games, we do use this instead of Ice Age in that particular match, which I kind of been swapping between Ice Ages and Patchwork. Both cards do the same thing, except for Patchwork is searchable with leader effect, and it minuses 3 costs instead of 5. So Ice Age allows you to hit more units, but this is more consistent because you're able to search it off your leader effect. So do keep that in mind. So pick or choose which one you guys are more frequently going to use or enjoy more. The other things that we do have in this list that's pretty, I want to say abnormal, is Haruden. I'm experimenting with this guy, and in some videos, not videos, but some matches we don't use him. I think it's one particular game we don't have him in the deck, and we subbed him out for Isho, I believe. Now, he's very, very strong, especially being a 6-drop 7k. He makes Sakazuki a little bit more difficult to remove him, but at the end of the day, his activate main effect is what we use him for. But do keep in mind though, you tap your leader. So when your leader is tapped, Kyros essentially loses a life, because now you only have Coliseum left to protect this man. And then on top of that, your Bastardos cannot be activated off trigger, because you have to tap your leader. If your leader is already rested due to this, and you get a trigger off of this, you know, you can't use it. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I feel like he's a hit or miss, and I am opting to take him out. And again, I will show you in future builds. But for right now, this is one of my main lists that we've been using here for the past couple days. But I will show you the final list when we come back. But either way, let's dive into some games. See you guys in a split second. Now, before we dive into today's video, I do want to reach out and talk to you guys about a sponsor here, in which One Piece fans reached out and wanted to know if I wanted to do a little collab. And of course, I couldn't say no, because at the end of the day, we all love One Piece. And if you guys are interested in apparel, bomber jackets, hoodies, sweatpants, tanks, boxers, socks, I don't know, man, cell phone cases, backpacks, figurines, all that sort of thing, this is a very, very nice place to come and check some stuff out. And what really stood out to me, which I'm a sucker for, dude, I love figurines. No matter what, the statues, whatever you want to call it, I have so many of these from different animes. But how cute is this, man? Luffy on a pillow, which is also like a nightlight. It's so fire. You got Zoro on a 4-clover leaf. You got Brook, who's on a music note, asleep, by the way, which it's so cool, man. But other than that, you have yourself your little clothing here with your sweatshirts, your sweatpants, your varsity bomber jackets. Yeah, bomber jackets, that's right. You got your Law, your Uta. You got Frankie, you got Wano Luffy, Zoro from Wano as well. Dude, I am so excited for this. Let alone, next month, they're going to have a lot more stuff as well, so stay tuned for that. There's rugs, puzzles, nightlights, all that sort of thing here. Rugs are coming, which I'm very excited for. You got your Devil Fruits and Wanted posters. Let me show you something that's really, really unique. which I haven't really found anywhere else. I've seen Pokemon versions of advent calendars. We all have, let's be honest. But when it comes to One Piece, this is something I'm a sucker for. And for those of you out there that collect figurines and all that sort of thing, to be able to just open one of these individual boxes or doors each and every day to get a figurine, that's really cool. I mean, unfortunately, I can't wait. I kind of just break into it, but you know, each their own. But either way, here's some of the figurines that you can get inside the box, in which we will be doing a box opening here soon, so I can show you guys in real time as well. But I'm super excited for this. For those of you out there who are interested, there's a link down in the description below. But either way, without further adalet's dive into some games here. See y'all in the split second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Diving into another one. Come at you guys again with black and blue Rebecca playing against Katakuri. Our most difficult matchup in the format. But one of the upsides to it, there's less Katakuris running around than there have been, which is not bad, to be fair. Everyone's playing a Luffy variant or Sakazuki, but Katakuri is still out here. He's definitely performs well at our locals here, which generally consists of like 30 plus people. So at the end of the day, let's see what we can do. We did kind of get a cracked hand, so I'm not going to complain too much. Go ahead and pop the pudding real quick and pass the turn. We have a Lumbus for the following turn as well, so we're definitely going to get that down and probably Coliseum, depending on what he does here. So we actually decided to go 10k. There's not much else we're going to be able to do besides take it, so that kind of sucks. But instead, that also tells me he doesn't have a Pawseplay's, so he's kind of behind on curve here. Unless he's got a Thunderbolt in hand, this would suck, but I think we should be fine. Let's go ahead and try this out. Let's go 5 here with Kyros first, just in case. Okay, no trigger. That's good. Let's play a Lumbus, and then we'll play Coliseum and pass turn. We still won't be down to 6 cards to use leader effect here, which isn't bad necessarily. I think we'll be fine. Goes for 8. Cool. Or 9, sorry. I guess there still is a potential to have a Thunderbolt here. We'll take this hit as well. We don't have enough counter in hand because no 2Ks at this moment in time. Alright, so we get a Sabo off trigger, which is really good. There's the Pawseplay's, in which normally I wouldn't remove it so quickly, but this time around we actually are just going to get rid of it. Because if he keeps attacking me for 8 to 10k each turn on top of a Pawseplay's, that could be a problem. Let's go ahead and -4 on that. Let's tap the leader here, or stage, sorry. We'll drop down another Kyros to get rid of the Pawseplay's. And he draws into another one. Now we could opt to play Rebecca, but there aren't any cards in the trash that we actually need right now. So let's just go 7 on Kyros, and then we'll go 7 on Lumbus. Now normally you don't really want to attack with Lumbus unless you absolutely have to. In this case, I'm hoping he'll become a pseudo blocker and he'll try to attack into it. And if all else fails, we can just get him back with Rebecca. Sorry, the dog in the background. Apologize. There's 1 2k and a cracker. We'll take it. Alright, so Lumbus is probably dead here. That's a given. But what else does he play? Okay, never mind. He's going for 8. He still has 6 Dawn left. So that is a potential for a Gadetsu, but it can't kill anything right now. Sanji? Nope. Okay. Another cracker. Why? Why would you develop a cracker this late into the game? Interesting. Our trash is looking pretty good here. That was a misplay. We probably should have just tapped the stage. 5 Dawn left. I think we should probably do 7 and then 7. Or 7 then 8. Because if we opt to play a Sabo here, we have to get rid of probably a Kyros or Rebecca, and I don't really want to do that. So hopefully this isn't going to be a misplay. Get a 7 in there. Another damage. There goes the Thunderbolt. That sucks, man. Yellow in the triggers as usual. Let's go for 8k. Dang, man, how many 2k counters you got today? Like his whole hand was 2ks. Which should still be fine for him because he's about to big mom me anyway, right? I think that might have been a misplay for him. He should have just attacked face. He had a better chance of doing a damage there. Alright, so big mom is a problem. But I'm not necessarily too worried about it because we do have a lot of blockers here with Sabo and Rebecca. We could immediately get rid of her. It's just, I don't think it's worth it at this moment in time. Because we can still win the game. I'm not really worried about Big Mom right now. I think I'd rather get more bodies here. So let's play Sabo. Actually quite nice. We'll trash a Hina. And we'll get rid of a Bastardo as well. Alright, we're looking real good here. Let's go 5. Okay. Decided to take that one for some reason. Let's go 7. No trigger. Oh, never mind. Here comes a Sanji. If I had gone for 6 instead of 7 previously, we could have possibly just had 4 Dawn to bounce to Sanji with 3,000 Worlds or Bastardo, but I didn't think that far ahead for him to get a Sanji off trigger. That's unfortunate. We'll take this hit. Okay, we'll counter out of this. We'll get rid of Hiruden. This means another Big Mom's coming down. Yep. Relax, guys. Relax. We can do it. It's fine. It's okay. It's only 2 Big Moms. It's only the, the same thing Yellow's been doing since the beginning of time, since they came out in this game. So, do we attack with everything here? Probably. We probably should. We have 12 cards in the trash here. We do not have enough to comfortably remove both Big Moms. Bastardo is only going to hit 4 right now instead of 6. I need 3 more in the trash to activate the effect here. We don't have any other Rebeccas to play in order to do that. So let's go ahead and just apply pressure. I'm pretty sure we're fine because he cannot remove my blockers here. Unless he decides to play a Thunderbolt. Let's go 8 here. Or 7, sorry. He definitely counters that. Yep. Another 2k. Oh, he takes it. Okay. And of course it's a trigger. Why wouldn't it be? Oh. Fair enough, bud. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into another game here. Coming at you guys with Rebecca. Playing into Enel. Yellow. One of our worst matchups in the format, of course. It hasn't really changed to that regard. We still have an uphill battle with Yellow. But I will tell you that Enel is much easier to deal with than Katakuri. We'll get into it. Hopefully we can find some matches against him. See what we can do here. I don't know why he decided not to develop anything there. Maybe he didn't have any searchers, which is cool with me, but we'll go ahead and get out Olympus here. If he does have Gedetsu, that's unfortunate. Ah, sweet. Take it. He did an Ohm. We all know he has Holly in hand. Come on now. Oh, he doesn't. Very unfortunate for him. Go ahead and drop down to Bardo here. You don't want to take too much damage in the early game. I've noticed when you're running Rebecca, regardless of who you are playing against, especially Bello Betty. Go ahead and pop this for 4, get rid of the Rebecca here, get the Kyros on board, kill that for free. That was pretty good. Get that draw off, another Kyros. Unfortunate we had to throw away a 3,000 worlds, but it's fine. I'm debating on attacking with this. I've already got like the use out of it. Is it worth it? Because we have another one in hand and we have a 2k counter. It's just a possibility he would just stack another 8 and just go for it. So, all right, what are you doing here, bud? $12K. I feel like, who hurts you? You know what I mean? My goodness. Relax, chill. There's a lot of cards in hand. Perhaps he is doing this intentionally to not allow me to draw off leader effect, which I'm cool with. I don't really mind. I've got enough cards in hand here to do my shenanigans and be fine. Let's go ahead and Sherry and see what we can get out of this here. What do I want? I'm debating on getting the Sabo, to be fair, because we don't need the Hina. We already have one in hand. Sabo would actually be really, really solid here, because we can protect our Kyros and Olympus in case he decides to Thunderbolt one or the other. Let's throw down Luffy here. Now, another good purpose for Houndblaze, you might be thinking we don't really have all too much reduction at times, which is fine, because you got to keep in mind Olympus is not always going to stay on board, guys. Okay, it's just not going to happen realistically, and that's okay, because Houndblaze will still give you 3,000 extra power, which will make that Kyros swing from a 5 to an 8k, which is really solid for 2 Dawn. Speaking of Olympus, he decided to bounce it. 6k into this. I think we should protect this. I really do, but I don't really want to give away my 2k counters. Let me look here real quick. Another Sabo in the trash. Let's go ahead and do that and then pitch a counter here as well. Nice, we get another Kyros off that, which is pretty nice. We're gonna have to deal with this guy. He's gonna be a problem. How can we go about this? Okay, so we can drop Patchwork here for 1, right? Or we can play Olympus and do his ability here and say Patchwork for later. And just bottom deck it, or Bastardo to get rid of it. Go ahead and -4. Target Kyros and then tap stage. Yeah, so it's 4 costs left. So in this scenario, I think we have to go ahead and hit Patchwork. And then we can Houndblaze him, or play another Kyros on board as well. We can do both. There's so many options to remove this, it's kind of like ridiculous, but we'll see. Let's drop Houndblaze. We'll boost this to 8k. 8k, remove, nice. We'll get in an attack here. Goes down to 2 life. Let's do Manchiri. And then we can get back, get some 2k counters back in the deck here. Then let's take back another Sabo. I don't think we need the Hina, but the 2k also might be valuable here as well. Just in case he decides to attack into my Sabo here, we have something to protect him. Leader effect here. We'll take the other 2k. Or actually, we can take stage, because stage will reset. That way that he'll have to attack Kyros or get rid of Kyros again. Yeah, that's better, that's better. We'll pass turn. Goes Gadetsu. Actually has Holly this time. Well, it's a good thing we decided to keep the 3,000 worlds and the Bastardo. And that 2k was a good call. I'll take it. We get a 1-legged soldier as well. We'll have to remove the Ohm because he'll become a 6K. Let's see. Oh, that's lovely. Let's go, boys. Let's play down the Rebecca. Of course, we'll grab the Hina for free. We'll play it down for free. Either way, it doesn't really matter. They have to get removed, at least one or the other here this turn. It's probably easier to just get rid of Ohm. What can I get back with Sherry? I don't think we have anything of value at this moment in time. I guess you could essentially take another Hina. Let's see. Take another Hina off this. We can get Sabo here. Those back in the trash. Let's go for the 2K should be useful here as well. So we don't have any in hand besides Soldier. Let's go 5. Oh, it's my bad. Should have attached the Dawn. It's my fault. Yep. Should have put the Dawn on that. Oh well. We've got 2 blockers on board here. He is at 2 life, but I am starting to worry a little bit. That's exactly why. Alright, so there goes Sabo. It's a little rare for me to have a lot more life than yellow, you know what I mean, at this point? But it is an L. I was just expecting a little bit more big bombs. Fortunately for him, I guess he didn't draw into them. Take this hit as well. Ooh, nice Rebecca here. Oh, that's pretty nice. I love the trigger on this card too, by the way. It draws 2 and you just trash 1. That is really good. It's a queen, essentially. But we're going to need this to get rid of Yamato here. So we have... So we could Patchwork, then Bastardo. Or we could Rebecca into a Hina. And then play off of Patchwork into a Kyros. There's so many ways we can go about it. She's a 5 now. And then we just Bastardo it and go about our day. Thank you. Now I think we go 7. Get rid of this. This one's guaranteed, whereas the other one is not. We can take the other Kyros to attack his life. Alright, I really shouldn't say guaranteed, considering that I guess you could just dump more than 2K on it, but of course. I should say we saw that coming, but it's fine. Maru. Double Amaru. Speaking of Big Mom, there she is. We'll trash our life here. There's no way you want to give him an extra life in case he plays another Yamato or has one ready for later. Guard this out. Why are you leaving up 2 Dawn though? Suspicious. Combo at this again. So this means he possibly has Thor. But I don't think we need to worry right now. I think we're still fine. Big Mom is a problem. We have to remove her right now. So how do we go about doing that here? I guess just dropping Patchwork and then 3000 Worlds. Kill this. Patchwork that. Then we can just remove it with 3000 Worlds. Yep. Yeah. Rebecca, I guess. Let's go 5. I was thinking it was gonna be like a Thunderbolt or something. That's good. I guess we'll pass turn. So far, not bad. We're doing quite well. I love the fact how many options the deck has. Kind of similar to Sakazuki, but not the same considering we have the Kyroses. a very similar styles of play. You know what I mean? But it's the fact that the decks can be built in so many different ways for control. It's kind of insane. Not sure why he wants to take that out, but we'll block it up. Or Hina. I don't think that's worth it, though. I think we need her to go for game. Like, I think we would need her to go for game here. Alright, so those are irrelevant. This is irrelevant. I mean, it does kill Ohm. Let's go 5 here. We can play it safe, considering we have 2 blockers. It just makes more sense that way. 1 Dawn left is probably a Thor. So potentially throwing down Luffy to attack into the Ohm might not be the smart idea, because he might have enough counter power to protect it. It might benefit us to drop Hina and then try to kill it, but let's try to do some more damage. If he does have hammer, he can only hammer once, so... Oh, okay. Did not expect arrow, I guess. Fair. Alright. You have it. Yep. That sucks. Alright, fair enough. Let's just hope he doesn't have the Enel here. Or another Yamato, because that would suck. Just going in. Block the first one. So we're safe from the 7-drop. He leaves up an extra Dawn, so that just tells me he has another hammer. Luffy can go here. I don't really care too much about this. I don't think we need him to win the game here. I mean, potentially we do, right? Go ahead and block it up. Guess we don't care. We don't care about him now, right? We just go for face. 7. Of course, he draws 1. This is at least guaranteed. And then we reset Luffy and go for game. Well, yeah, so far this deck is doing really, really well into yellow matchups. Again, we do struggle a little bit with Katakuri, but it's a lot better since the previous set. 8K, 7K, sweet. Let's go ahead and dive into another one, boys and girls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Going to one more match here. Come at you guys playing against Sakazuki versus Rebecca. In which, unfortunately, we got a pretty cracked hand. Not gonna lie. At least for this matchup. So, as you saw, the build did change throughout the matches. And I told you what cards were going to be changing, whether it's the Ice Age or the patch that we got, the brand new patchwork card. I don't know which variant I like better. I think I enjoy Ice Age more, but I do like the patchwork because it's very consistent. So that's still a toss-up for me. In any case, about this match, going into Sakazuki, I've lost many of these. I've won many of these. The ones that I do win, I feel like are more so because we get Kyros in the early game. I feel like if you don't get the Kyros in your opening hand and or the mulligan or off the leader effect or the Rebecca 1-drop, this match is very hard to deal with. And I get it. Kyros can be easily bottom decked. I understand that. But at the same time, they have to waste resources into him to bottom deck him. And it's okay with me as long as they're not wasting resources on something like a Lumbus or any of my other big cards that I have to have on board to get value. Because I cannot bring Kyros back from, the trash if they bottom deck him. So seeing multiple Kyroses in the early game seem to do quite favorable in this matchup. But we'll see how it goes here. Unfortunately, we had to drop down Bart here just so we can get our leader effect to draw. I didn't want to pop an Ice Age down to kill the brand new with Kyros. It just seemed very inefficient. We'll take the first hit, that's fine. Ooh, we do get a Leo though. Leo is pretty nice here because it allows us to remove Lucci on spot. It allows us to remove Rebecca on spot. Because it's one Ice Age, one Leo, and you're good to go. Or Kyros, I guess, in that regard. We have a lot of options here. We don't have a lot here in trash. We can get back the Barts from trash, which is really, really good with a Rebecca effect. That way we always have a 2k counter ready to go. And I do feel most of the time Sakazuki is donning out on each turn, and he only generally hits me for like 5 to 7k in most matches anyway. Let's go ahead and -4 here. And we can Hound Blaze it, and then give the boost to Bart here, and then swing at him for 6. The good thing about this is I don't expect him to stay on board anyhow, so I might as well get the attack in. And it's a 6k regardless, so I'll get a 2k or I'll take a life here. And then the following turn, he should be removing him, which is okay. He served his purpose by that point. I feel like early pressure in Sakazuki matches is generally the key to how do you beat this leader, especially with Rebecca. When you both do similar things at the end of the day. And I believe I made a misplay. I think I should have Rebecca effect, then did Manchuria's effect. I think that's what we forgot to do. But it's okay. It happens. It'd be what it'd be. I was talking. That's probably going for that. Yep. Yeah, sure, you got it. And then he'll attack into her, which is okay. We ended up getting the Rebecca back from trash, so she served her purpose as well. He's got 6 Dawn. Comes the Kuzan down. Not a big deal. Draw from that, then he'll draw from leader effect and a smoker in trash. Oh, speaking of which, that is a very, very spicy tech. I played with a build similar in which smoker didn't sound very good, but hear me out. With Sakazuki, your opponent barely ever has any cards on board, right? They're on board because you let them stay on board at the end of the day, or you didn't have the removal. So it's very easy for you to make it something cost 0 on your opponent's side of the field and have a smoker to double attack, because you remove all threats. You don't have to worry about smoker going anywhere anytime soon, so you can just sit there and when you're ready make something 0, double attack with smoker, and it's not like he's going to go anywhere because he can't be removed by card effects. It's actually pretty scary. We'll take the 2k here. Let's go ahead and deploy this. Just leave it on board for right now. We don't have a whole lot that we can do at this moment in time. I don't want to spend an Olympus down just to try to get rid of a brand new, or an Ice Age to get rid of brand new. So I do get a Rebecca. Now this is a target that we can actually remove here and not feel bad about. So we'll get into that here in a second. So we got rid of the Kuzan, which is not much of an issue. So we'll get there. Why did he play her tap though? Oh, Rebecca effect. Okay. I thought he played her and just immediately tapped him for Soldier, but that's fine. What's brand new here? That's what you like to see though, by the way. Them wasting resources on just cards willy-nilly is like the best thing that you can see in this matchup, because that gives your big bodies such as Luffy, Olympus, and Kyros time to just go, you know what I mean? Let's get rid of Olympus here, because I don't think he'll get value in this match at all. If he does, I'd be surprised, but in most of my Sakazuki matches, he kind of just gets deleted immediately. Okay. Now let's go ahead and start doing a lot of things here. We can get Luffy on board, and we can start cleaning this up real quick. And then he'll spend resources to get rid of Luffy, which is totally okay. That gives my Kyros time to do things. So we kill her, and then we kill Rebecca as well. Let's do leader effect. Ooh. I guess in hindsight, I should have taken the Rebecca there, because I can get the Kyros back with our Rebecca in hand. Go 7 here. We'll restand. And I assume he'd let it go. Cool. Alright, we're good here. We'll pass turn. Alright, so now we're ready to just start slapping down Kyroses and go ahead and win this game. I say it like it's easy, it's still not, but we'll get there. Marine Forward is so good in this deck too. I feel like a lot of people are not using cards in which can benefit. I think they're just copy pasting builds and seeing what works, you know what I mean? instead of trying things for themselves. Marine Forward, Smoker. So far, I love this guy's list. So Luffy loses 4 there, unfortunately, because Marine Forward. So he is a 3 cost currently. And then Great Eruption as well. Now he's a 2 cost. Get rid of Leo, I guess. He's about to get bottom decked with the Hound Blaze, I assume. Okay, plays Kuzan as well. Does he not have the Hound Blaze? Okay, there it is. Here's a 6. We'll take the sit. There's no way you'd ever get rid of 2 Rebeccas in this situation. See what's in his trash. That's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, we'll take this hit. And we'll use the trigger here. That way we can cycle through some Kiroses and... what do you call it? Hina? Ooh. Or the Rebecca. Get rid of one Rebecca, is fine. Gonna come at me for 6 here again. Or 5 here again. Guess we'll throw Rebecca away. As much as we actually need this unit, to be fair. But it's okay. He's used a lot of resources so far. Alright, there's our third Kyros. Now we're looking good. We have a lot of plays here. It looks like we're going to be winning the game here with Gum Gum King Kong Gun. So we got Hina in the trash. Let's play down Rebecca. Let's get the Hina. The target on the Kuzan, right? This is how these shenanigans start. Got the Kyros, kill that. Then Kyros will attack into brand new. Due to Coliseum being on board. And there's no way he gives me 3k to protect this, right? So now we play the other Kyros and do the exact same thing. And out of spite, he could protect it, but I doubt he would. Oh my gosh. You're a legend. Alright, that's fine. 4 cards in your hand, bud. I'll take it. We'll pass turn here. Now the good thing about these cards, like I said before, Kyros can only be bottom decked or returned to a hand. He cannot be killed with a card effect due to the fact that he has 3 extra lives. Be it you tap your leader, you tap the Coliseum, and then you can kill the Kyros. So it makes it makes it hard for decks to deal with, other than Sakazuki, if they have the right pieces. We'll go ahead and tap stage. Drops a Garp down. That's not bad. I do love playing with the Garp in Sakazuki and Rebecca. I think he does really, really well. I don't think a lot of people are ready for him. It allows you to fuel your trash by throwing away Hinas and then getting his ability off and recurring the Hina with Rebecca effect, which is pretty good. So essentially, Garp can hit 8 costs with no problem. It's kind of scary when you think about it. Alright, so we got that from trash and Houndblade from trash. Alright. And she's drawing what? Okay. It's not worth it in that regard, because we can just bring her back with Rebecca and kill something here. Ooh, and we get an Ice Age. I love the fact that with Rebecca, it makes it feel like everybody else is playing checkers while we're playing chess. The whole entire game. We're always trying to make the right move or do the right play that results in, you know, board control or winning the game. So we have an option to play Rebecca, right? If I Rebecca, we get the Hina back from trash, essentially. Or we can go for the Sabo. Because if we take the Sabo, the Garp cannot activate his abilities to kill any of my units on board. Which might be the play. We play down Kyros for free due to Rebecca effect. Throw down the Sabo. And then we can actually... I want the Gum Gum. We can throw away the sword because we have the Ice Age and Hound Blaze. And then we can throw away the 2k counter. Now I'm pretty sure we have a perfect turn for next turn in which he cannot remove my cards and or go for game. He only has 4 cards in hand. He draws for the 5th one, right? Of course, he'll leader effect. Oh, brand new. Cool. He has Borsalino in hand. So he's got a blocker. He tosses that out with leader effect. And then Rebecca gets back what? Rob Lucci. Okay, so this could be an issue. Well, actually, never mind. Rob Lucci can't hit anything here. And he only has 4 Dawn active. So unless he has an Ice Age to minus the Sabo or anything here on board, and then he can Houndblaze something, he's not removing anything. And having a Kyros on board who can't die due to damage, and then gets Sabo effect, is just so spooky, man. Like, the only way you can do that is bottom decking at that point. I don't think it matters if you take all these hits here. I think we still get the game regardless on how we play this. Okay, 2 blockers on board. Oh, we can do it. We can do it. We got it. We got it. All right, hold on. Let me check this real quick. I think we're fine. We'll take this. We'll Ice Age the Rebecca, drop the Leo on the Rebecca, tap the leader, and then we will Ice Age the Borsalino into a Houndblaze, give the boost to Kyros, go up 1. I think it's, I don't know if it's worth going up to 9k, you think? It might be worth going up to 9k. Just so we can get this damage in guaranteed. So there's the first one. Now we whittle the hand down, and we play the Kong Gun with the Sabo. Alright. Go to the boost, just go for it. 12k. I probably should attack with the Kyros first, not gonna lie. Got a little overzealous. Please tell me you don't have enough counter in hand. Let's go, boys. Well played, well played. Well, alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and dive back into this deck list. I'm going to show you the changes that I have made and the changes that I'm willing to make for this list and show you what we're currently working with. This was the build that we were using in the video here with little changes between Ice Age here and Patchwork, swapping in and out throughout the games. On top of that, we also swapped in Hiruden, and in some games we didn't use Hiruden. Instead, we used Isho. In any case, this is the general build, and it might be different from yours, which is why I love making content. I love being part of the One Piece community. I love deck building because everybody has a little bit of spice. Everyone has something a little bit different, especially when it comes to Rebecca. We are out here playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. This list, this leader, has a lot of personality to it, has a lot of different build variants that you can do. The same thing with Sakazuki. Blue and black is a very, very strong color. But if you guys have any variants or any builds that you're running, drop them down in the comment section. We can talk about it. We can do all the sort of stuff down there. In any case, let's dive into this list and what I'm going to be changing here for the prominent future for OPO5. In any case, let me show you some of my variants here with Rebecca that we have been playtesting, and I have a lot. Like I said, I've been playing this leader since she came out. Since OPO5 started, I've been theory crafting and trying to find something that works with her because no one's playing this leader. It's not because she's bad, it's just because, again, everyone is on Sakazuki, and by far, she is not a bad leader, just, you can just play Sakazuki. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and look at Garp list here. This is one of my favorite lists when it comes to Rebecca, and it does a lot of things in which you probably aren't ready for. Be it that Garp has always been a card that people have playtested with when it comes to Rebecca. It's been in and out of a lot of lists. I do think it makes its return here in OPO5 due to the fact that you have Rebecca. This card allows for so many different shenanigans with a list like this and do well. Considering that with your leader effect, you go ahead and you discard your Kobe's or your Hinas because your Rebecca can get them back, right? In this situation, if you got a Garp on board, you play down a Rebecca, you get your Hina out of the trash, you play the Hina down, you can activate the Garp effect, and you can just remove cards like that for free. Or in the same scenario, you drop the Hina down with the Rebecca effect, and then you play a Kobe. Like, you can do this constantly as long as you have Rebecca's to play, which is very, very good. This is why we also opted to run 2 Mancherries here. That way you always have an opportunity of getting your Rebecca back, which is very, very solid. On top of that, we're playing with Ice Age. Again, this is a card in which I love in this list, and I've always used it since OP04 when she came out. I do think Rebecca is very, very good with Ice Age. It's just she can't search it. But Ice Age hits so many cards in the metagame, and it's also a pretty solid trigger. In any case, let's go ahead and look at some of these other lists here. Now, again, we've done so many of these, and I cannot do a list without Kuzan. And I think everybody loves this card in Rebecca. Everyone has tried to make this card work in Rebecca. This is the dream, right? You get this on board, and then you are able to kill every card in the game with the removal effects. That's the goal. It's more like a dream than an actual reality, because as soon as this card hits the board, it gets removed. It gets red rocked, it gets destroyed by Sakazuki immediately, it gets bottom decked. There's just so many ins and outs that people have to remove this card now. It's not even funny. Especially when it comes to red too. Red can do it as well. And the only deck that struggles to remove this, unless attacking over it, is yellow, right? So it's good in that matchup. But Rebecca already has a hard time into yellow. By the time you get this out on the field, you probably lost the game, let's be honest. Unless you're at a very healthy board state, or a very healthy life state, before they even start dropping big moms, then you might have a chance. But if by that point you're not going to win that match. But I do think he's a pretty solid card, and I do think he has builds that could work around him. If not now, possibly in the future once we get more Dressrosa cards and the new set. But for now, it is what it is. But in any case, let's go ahead and go back into the list in which I will be running for Rebecca here. This is a shell. So, as we build this list, I'll talk to you about why I've made these choices and why I decided to go this route. Again, everybody out there is playing checkers while we're sitting here playing chess with Rebecca. She has so many different ins and outs to build, which makes her fun, right? In this regard, I'll show you what we're doing. We have a Lumbus here at 2, and I'm opted to take him out entirely, just because, again, hear me out, because this card does not meet demands, essentially. As soon as you get him on board, he gets removed. By Gadetsu, by Thunderbolt, by Jet Pistol, by Atamas, the Fire Fist, to everything. Every deck has removal, and by now, everybody knows that Rebecca runs a Lumbus. Everybody knows to prepare for a Lumbus. This card hits board, remove it. So why bother? It's a 4 cost with a 1k counter, okay? Well, at the end of the day, we could just remove that and not use it at all and go about our day, because we can replace it with Patchwork. Patchwork does -3 cost for 1 Dawn, right? It's not -4, it's -3, but the Dawn cost for efficiency is much better. At the end of the day, without a Lumbus, you can settle, or you can put other cards into the deck and do the exact same thing, if not better effects. I do enjoy Patchwork, I do enjoy a Lumbus. I just think at the end of the day, with a Lumbus hitting the board and just instantly getting removed, it's a feel bad moment. And playing a slow deck such as Rebecca into a Sakazuki, you're never ever going to get set up with a Lumbus on board to start doing shenanigans. It's just not going to happen. Same thing with yellow, it's just not going to happen. So with this card, it's always guaranteed that you're able to actually play off an effect with Patchwork into a Kyros, or Patchwork into a Thousand Worlds or Bastardo. You have a play. And speaking of which, we're looking for yours truly, Leo. Leo in a build like this is still very, very solid. Again, Patchwork or Ice Age. I prefer Ice Age. You can go Patchwork. Ice Age just allows you to have a little bit more variety of cards that you can actually destroy with Kyros and Leo. And they also cost 1, same thing as Patchwork does. So you have, pick and choose between those two. But I like to have at least 2 Leos in the deck, because in the early game, this gives you a little bit of pressure. That allows you to remove a lot of cards that your opponent's not ready for. For instance, yellow. You can get rid of your Crackers, you can get rid of your Ohms, your Gadetsus, your Hollies, and all it takes is 1 Patchwork and then a Leo, right? 1 Patchwork, then Leo, which is pretty solid. Gadetsu, on the other hand, you have to drop Ice Age on and then a Leo to remove. So that's something to consider, because every yellow deck runs this guy, and this guy blows up your Olumbuses. You see what I'm saying? Pretty simple. Now, you can also get Patchworks to remove your Brulés and your Sanji blockers, which is pretty solid, and your Parasparrows. But, in any case, let's move on from this card here. We're going to go over to black here. I believe 1 to 2 is the best personal preference for Rebecca, because this card is only used to recur Rebecca, right? Let's be fair. Rebecca allows you to do shenanigans when it comes to Hina and Kyros. You can constantly rotate this, which is very, very strong. Hina allows you to be played for free with Rebecca, therefore you drop the Kyros to get the early game pressure on the board. This card can only be removed with bottom decking or returning to hand, which Sakazuki does have a lot of effects that are able to do that, whereas yellow does not. Red does not. They have jet pistols and all that sort of thing, but Kyros has 3 lives in that regard, which is pretty cool. Now, you have many options here when it comes to Dressrosa cards, but I do think you need to at least have 2 Gum Gum Red that is consistent, and you're able to get it back with Rebecca. So, to drop Luffy on board with Coliseum, you're able to clear the board with the Gum Gum or go for a game. Just be mindful of this card into yellow, considering triggers and how they work. Because now I want to talk about the last card before we wrap up this video, which is Houndblaze. I think Houndblaze is a card that is not looked at too much, and I'm not sure why. I think Houndblaze and Rebecca is very, very strong, because at the end of the day, you can bottom deck so many cards in the format and give Kyros 3000 power. 1 Dawn investment, he's swinging for 9Ks, which is really good. This is removing Marcos from red. This is removing Parasparrow to slow down yellow's curve. This is removing Ohm as well, because all you have to do is hit a Patchwork or an Ice Age and go about the day with Houndblaze. Or play Rebecca into the Hina, have Kyros on board already by that point, which you should be able to do, and then drop Houndblaze and go about your day with an Ice Age or Patchwork. It's very, very solid. But either way, this has been the build choice in which I've been going with, and I've been having a lot of fun with Rebecca. Now, there's one more card we didn't talk about, and that is Gum Gum Red Rock. And I think you need to see 2 to 3 of these in each list, because again, if you're playing into yellow, you need to have Red Rock. Otherwise, I think you're just going to lose that matchup 9 out of 10 times, because you got to keep in mind, yellow runs what? 7-drop Big Moms, 8-drop Katakuris, 10-drop Big Moms, 9-drop Yamato. Either way, this has been Pawseplays. Remember to smash the like button, make sure you subscribe for your content when it comes to all things One Piece. Sorry for the long video. Love you guys. I'll catch you in the very next one, in which we'll be taking a look at Rob Lucci.